aggressive, most organizationally complex, widespread, get out the vote program that has ever been run by any Republican Party anywhere in the nation. We are making literally hundreds of thousands of phone calls, voter contacts, knocking on doors, doing the kinds of grassroots activities that have been proven to work time and time again in Ohio in driving our voters to the polls. We understand the numbers in terms of voter registrations and the like, but we also know that we have at the top of the ticket, we have a candidate who has the ability to not just attract that Republican voter, but has as Mayor Giuliani talked about, has the ability to attract that independent voter and even that moderate Democrat, that Reagan Democrat. And I think if you talk to some of the folks who were in this room across the hall here today, from counties all across Ohio, one of the things that they will tell you is that they are surprised at the number of Democrats who are coming into our county boards of election, our county headquarters, and saying, I'm a lifelong Democrat. I've never voted for a Republican before, but I'm going to vote for John McCain. And so when we combine what we know as the largest, most complex, most aggressive voter turnout program that any Republican Party has ever organized in the nation, and you combine that with a candidate who has the ability to attract voters from the middle of the pack and those who lean Democrat, we feel very comfortable about the ability to attract enough voters for to carry Ohio for John McCain on Election Day.
Last question.
Kevin, on the issue of observers, what specifically are you concerned about happening at the polls?
Well, Mark, what we want first of all is for there to be a sense of confidence among people, the 11.5 million people around the state and for millions of people around the nation. What the people around the nation in Ohio have seen in the news for the last 5 or 6 days are news stories that do little to instill confidence and trust in the electoral system in the state of Ohio. Instead, what they see are things that look like an opportunity for fraud, things that look like people who have been picked up at the Greyhound station, taken to a vote center, registered vote, and they're looking for their ride back to the Greyhound station to make a return trip to Chicago. Those kinds of instances, be they one or be they widespread, shake to the core confidence of the voters in this electoral process. And so, number one, we want to make sure that the voters of Ohio, that the 11.5 million people in this great state, have a sense of trust and confidence in their election system. Number two, what we want to do is we want to have a watchful set of eyes on the process inside the Board of Elections. Like I said before, we know and trust the county boards of elections, and we trust the poll workers inside there. But at the end of the day, having another set of eyes and ears from each party and from each issue that is represented on the ballot. This is not a partisan issue. We know that as we put a Republican observer in that poll location, there's going to be a Democrat observer in there as well. But having an extra set of eyes and ears representing the people is going to go a long way towards preventing fraud, preventing electioneering going on inside the polling location, and preventing the other kinds of things that only serve to really cut at the confidence that voters have in their process. So
you don't think the boards of election, you don't think the public has confidence that the boards of election can catch that kind of thing?
You know, I think they do. I think when we look at the number of people, Mark, when we look at the number of people that are flowing in and out of these places, when we look at the activity level, there really simply is nothing wrong with having another set of eyes and ears in there watching what's going on. And that's what it comes down to. This is not so much about what are we hoping to find. It's more of an issue of making sure that there's some openness, transparency, and an opportunity for some sunshine to be brought into this process. There really, as Mayor Giuliani has said several times, there's really nothing to hide. There is nothing wrong with having these people in there watching the process. They do it on Election Day. They'll do it inside the Board of Elections in the days that follow as the ballots are counted, as the absentee ballots or as the provisional ballots are debated and deliberated, and all of this activity happens in the days after the election. What possible reason is there to not allow observers in to watch as the voting takes place? And this is one where Secretary Brunner, I believe, has created an issue that she's on the wrong side of in the court of public opinion. And she has created an issue that in my estimation, is a no-winner, is a no-win situation for her. There's no good argument for her to keep these people